Since lockdown and the charity having to cease its normal operations, we've clearly just wanted to throw ourselves fully and completely into supporting, the vulnerable people and communities here in Leeds who for lockdown, it's a really difficult challenge. So that's everything from delivering free school meals, hot and cold food, utilising food banks or other excellent community-based services that we were already partners with. It's great that we've also struck up brilliant new partnerships with so many different organisations. So, a whole range of things. And I think at the last count, we've had our staff, volunteering wise, because the vast majority of Rhinos Foundation staff are furloughed. We've done in excess of 1,000 hours of voluntary work out there in Leeds and beyond to hopefully do our bit and make a bit of a positive difference. And I have to say it's been very humbling, and I think the staff have really enjoyed doing it and got a lot out of it. The domestic violence campaign, no excuse for abuse, has been hugely important for us to be involved in. It's interesting that during lockdown, the vast majority of people are talking about how it's been great weather and there's a lot of galvanisation amongst streets and communities. I think what a lot of people have also known, though, is that it's been tremendously difficult for a lot of people, and the statistics that were out there, around that concerning issue were horrifying, really. So great to work in partnership with Inspire North to raise awareness and publicity. We certainly intend this to be some ongoing work as well. We will be working with Inspire North on a preventative and rehabilitation type programme, building on our current work with offenders or people with a propensity to that sort of behaviour. But I think it was also a great vehicle to get some of our key personnel within the club and wider involved. The level of energy and commitment they put into that to get behind the campaign, and we saw the pass it on of it. It's just really, really great to see people recognise that, and we hope it's again made a difference. Yeah, look, it has been difficult for everybody, following lockdown, and especially charities and people working in the third sector. But I really do truly believe that there is going to be some positive legacy coming out of this. My only advice to people would be to put some energy into that positive legacy. It'd be crazy to allow the amazing stuff that's happened recently to just dilute and disappear. But we've seen some great organisations coming together who didn't know each other before. People, I think, have got smarter and starting to talk smarter about the use of resources. I can see in the future there'll be a lot less time wasted with having to get people together, because we realise that via Zoom and other platforms are available, I'm sure, but we can still do work and you can do it quicker. I think it's focused people's minds on making decisions and action, and I welcome all that. But I think inherently, if it's done one major thing, it's made people much more aware of people's difficulties and issues. So I think it's created empathy. I think it's created a spirit of wanting to help and put an arm around, well, not put an arm around somebody, but, to definitely offer some help out there. And I really, really do hope that continues. And I don't think it's rocket science. I think it's just literally each of us, through work and his personal life, waking up each morning and saying, I'm going to do something to help again today. So I enjoy doing it during lockdown. So let's continue it when we get back to whatever normality looks and feels like. Undoubtedly, there's going to be challenges for us as Leeds Rhinos Foundation moving forward, just like everybody in the charity sector. I mean, a few weeks ago, I went on record really welcoming the assistance of the government, which was specifically and rightly so tailored to those charities dealing with some really, really difficult frontline issues and difficult agendas that will continue post-COVID. But every charity, I think, has begun to see the challenge we face around potential income streams, at best case being less, at worst case drying up. We're acutely aware that people and organisations who've supported charities like ourselves have clearly got their own agendas to look at and work at when they move forward, and they'll have a lot to think about. So quite simply, there will be a financial impact to have to deal with for a charity like ourselves, and how we'll refocus and deliver what we want to deliver. We don't really want to back down from the level of both quality and amount of what we delivered before to going forward. But we're realistic that we're going to have to be very prudent and smart at how we go about that. And it all comes down quite simply to one thing. You look at what you want to do, and you look at how much that will cost, and you look at what's coming in to whether you can achieve that. So there's undoubtedly going to be a challenge. I mean, one question I often have to answer when people ask, what service are we out there providing within Leeds, is that we're not just about rugby league. We're proud and privileged to be the official charity of an amazing rugby league club, but our reach and what we affect positive change on goes way beyond that. We are out there day to day dealing with some of the most vulnerable people and issues in the city, and we're prepared to roll the sleeves up and make that happen. We're becoming increasingly a service where other services want to use us to get to the better end result of what they're trying to achieve. So, do we stretch ourselves beyond just being a sports charity? Of course we do, but it's because we're acutely aware that as much as this city is a great city, it does have a lot of day-to-day challenges, and we want to be a part of affecting that positive change, just like our strapline says, changing lives through sport, and really wanting to allow people to be the best that they can be. I mean, obviously, we're very pleased that the Leeds 10K, which supports the Jane Tomlinson legacy, has had to move from the 5th of July this year to the 22nd. Great news that, hopefully that'll still take place this year for everybody involved. But, for us as a charity, that is one of our biggest, not just events and mass participation events, but one of our biggest fundraisers. So, of course, it means that, we can't forecast that as we normally would do. So what we've decided is to try still do something on that day and try to virtually encourage people to get behind it. So we're going to be asking people to still take part in a 10K or a 5K or any K their way, where basically, come up with a novel idea. It might just be as simple as running a 5 or 10K or running it in your local vicinity. Social distancing rules must apply, of course, to any idea that people are thinking of, but basically being really creative, coming up with an idea, having some fun, maybe getting the lungs burning a little bit, taking part. Let's try and get as many people to take part as possible. And on the back of taking part, making a donation to ourselves here at the Leeds Rhinos Foundation so that we can continue to do the great work in the city that we want to do. And, the technical gurus will get behind it, where we'll hopefully get as much interest as possible with people posting the videos or pictures taking part. Main thing, take part in something that would be a great story for us at the foundation and the club, but if it could also result in some very much needed support and funds, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. You know me too well, never resist an opportunity to set ourselves a bit of a goal. I'll also say now that I'm going to be hoping that every single member of the staff of the Leeds Rhinos Foundation will be taking part in some shape or form. But I actually mentioned it on a phone call a couple of days ago to Jamie Jones Buchanan. I've set my stall out to do a K triathlon. I'm going to somewhere throughout the day walk 10K, run 10K, and I'll row 10K on the indoor rowing machine. So not going to do it by halves, but that's what I've set my stall out. Weather depending. No, I'll be doing it whatever. So that'll be a 3-stage effort to keep me out of my wife's hair. As I say, I'm here at Headingley Stadium at the moment, one of the rare occasions that I've been in since lockdown. But it's great to be here today and see it. But then also conversely, it's empty, and it's been empty for some considerable time. The pitch is looking in really, really good order. I mean, I think we're all just dying to get back here to see the action back on the field, and anybody who loves the club and loves the game wants that to happen. Similarly, I'm sat here in our Tri-Zone office of the foundation, and it's just weird for it to be absolutely quiet. Normally, it's got all my staff in here buzzing around, coming back from something that they've done or about to go out, and it means that, you know, because it's empty, there's very little of our day-to-day activity taking place. Albeit, when I arrived, I saw our minibus wasn't here, which means that, again, some of my staff are out there doing some vitally important community work today, which is equally pleasing. But yeah, the quicker we can get back to action here, the better. I'm very much looking forward to it.